Hi, welcome to the Pole Shift News, the home of the Maverickstar Observatory. Guys, I'm going to spell it out from the beginning of this video, what the purpose of it is, and that is to try and raise some money for our observatory. Listen, I know a lot of you people out there want answers, and you want them as quick as possible, but you know, we're trying to do our best here to get you those answers, and we've already been forthcoming with a lot of information. You know, we've nailed it down to our biggest threats right now, and I can tell you straight off that the two biggest threats we face are an increase in cosmic radiation and a pole reversal on this planet. And it doesn't stop there, guys. You know, we are nowhere near out the neck of the woods at the moment. You know, we're not in the clear by any means. If you look at this chart, you can see that we're coming towards the end of solar cycle 24. But this cycle is not like, you know, a normal cycle in any case. Because if you look at this pattern of the last 33 years, you can see that the sun cycles have been reducing in numbers. And what this means, guys, is clearly, as I will state right now, that our first line of defence from cosmic radiation is dissipating and we're losing it. And just because we've had Maunder minimums, Dalton minimums, it doesn't mean that this cycle will follow the pattern of those and that at some point in the future they will return. We're in different times, and I'll tell you why that is. It's because simply our Earth's magnetic poles are in reversal, and that is our last and final defence against cosmic radiation. And we're, like I say, trying to get the answers to you guys, and we've done some real work on this. You know, at the observatory we've built magnetometers, we've built the trimag system, and we're monitoring the magnetosphere strength. And even though we've got the answers that we were looking for with regards to where the poles migrating, how long we've got possibly before a migration, like 4 to 7 years, you know, it is the effort that has gone in to get these answers to you guys, trust me, has not been, you know, a walk in the park. There's been a lot of effort go into it. You know, this equipment's been built mostly by myself, and you know, I've invested a lot of time to get those answers to you guys. But we cannot do this unless we get support. And there's a lot of people that, you know, would rather buy a coffee than find out really what is going on in their world and how it's going to affect them. 14 months ago, we set ourselves the task of building a magnetosphere sensor to detect the weakening of the magnetosphere, and 14 months on to this date we see that there's not been much change. But we do know that the Earth has lost 20% of its magnetic field. Our protection, the magnetosphere, has dissipated by 20%, and that means that our primary defence mechanism for ourselves here on this planet right now has weakened by 20%. And that means more cosmic radiation is inbound. And what we're trying to do now is put muon detectors out there around the world, just like we did with the magnetometers. And last week I mentioned it, you know, we had a good start to the raising of the funds of that, and then it pretty much stopped. We need to continue, guys, to find out the answers. We need to raise money so that we can put these muon detectors out there and get the answers back to you. You want to know how much cosmic radiation is inbound in our atmosphere and on the surface, then we can provide the answers here. We just need the funding to do it. It's as simple as that. You know, people would rather buy a coffee these days or a pair of shoes than they would, you know, make a little investment in an observatory that is prepared to get the answers back to you guys. It's as simple as that. You know, we can spend the next year building these muon detectors, or we can get it done in the next month or so. How fast do you want the answers? Because what you're looking at in front of you right now should make the hairs on the back of your neck stand up, guys. It's nothing to take, you know, reluctantly. You can see the last 3 solar cycles exponentially disappearing off the chart. We've got another 5 to 6 years before we start to see a return and the beginning of solar cycle 25. Take no notice about what you're hearing out there on the grapevine, guys, about whether, you know, or not we're going to get, you know, sunspots start kicking back in, because as you can see where we are at 2019 on this chart, and you can see the predicted values for the sunspots and when they're going to return, there's nothing before 2023. So as you already know, guys, during these periods of times when the sunspots are at the lowest, we have a lot more inbound cosmic radiation. You can see it on this chart. And like I say, you know, we haven't seen much of a weakening of our Earth's magnetosphere with the equipment that we've got, but you know what? To get that information to you guys was not easy. What we really need to know now is how much cosmic radiation is inbound and where it's inbound on our surface of our Earth. And you can look to your organisations for answers, because they're not going to give you any. As you already know, there is a big effort and they are spending millions, guys. We're struggling to raise a couple of £1,000, you know, to get some muon detectors built. We don't have the benefit of the taxpayer's pocket here. We've got a lot of drive and enthusiasm. What we don't have is cash. That's all we need to get the answers out to you guys, and we've done quite a lot already. You know, we've got our eyes fixed now on the high intensity regions around this world where the highest intensity of magnetism is. We've got our trimag system focused on the magnetic North Pole right now, and if it squeaks, makes a little peak, we'll detect it. We monitor that every 3 seconds, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and 365 days a year. And we've coming up now to our 2nd year of studying the magnetic North Pole and its migration. And in a week or so, we're going to give you, you know, an exact position of where the magnetic North Pole is right now over the Northern Hemisphere, as we do every month from now on. On the 17th, as you know, we pull the trimag system data and we process it and we upload it to this website. There isn't another organisation being as open as what we are, guys, and there isn't, you know, we're not funded by big corporations. We just need some support, and we can get the answers to you guys, because can you not see by looking at this chart there is another 5, possibly more years. You know what, I've brought it to your attention that, you know, Watson Penn report predicted that in 2015 sunspots numbers would end, and it would be unlikely that they'd begin for a foreseeable future. You know, they knew by studying the umbria and watching the temperature within the umbria of sunspots that they was diminishing. They saw a trend, guys, and that pattern was fading out, and that's why we're heading where we are right now into a grand solar minimum. We know cosmic radiation is carcinogenic, you know, affects the you know, the cardiac arrhythmus of human beings and other life forms. We know that it creates a lot more water vapor in our atmosphere, and as a result, you know, we are seeing the climatic changes to our climate. So simple, guys. You know, you want the answers, we can deliver them, but we can't do it without, you know, you guys all pulling together and helping us raise some money so we can get these muon detectors out there. It's as simple as that. You know, it's very frustrating, you know, when you know you need these things, but you can't obtain them because you know, we live in this system, you know, where you've got to, first of all, before you can get your hands on the resources, you've got to get your hands on that ridiculous thing that we've invented, money. But unfortunately, we're in the system, a monetary system, and there's no other way of doing it. So, you know, guys, it's entirely up to you. A couple of links down there. You can support us on Patreon and you can support us on PayPal. But, you know, the main thing is that you support us. I'll say what I usually do. Bye for now.